Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allison Jacobs. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. For today's look, we are going to do this olive green smoky fall eye, and I really hope that you enjoy it. If you do, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share, you know the drill. If you want to see how I got this look, please keep watching. I'm going to use this pure color correcting primer in peach, and I feel like this time of year I don't want as much glow as I have been doing for my summertime looks, so I'm gonna go ahead and just apply this all over my face. The peach really helps to reduce the appearance of dark circles, freckles, age spots, just makes everything look more flawlessly blended. And now I am going to go ahead and do some concealer. If you do liquid foundation, now is the time you would apply it. I do not generally do liquid foundation, so I'm gonna skip straight forward to my concealer, and I have been loving the Pure Disappearing Ink, and I wear the shade Porcelain. So the way that I like to apply my concealer is just put it right on the back of my hand and go in with a concealer brush. And this is the Morphe M421 concealer brush. So again, I apply it where I need it. And then I'm gonna go in, this is my favorite beauty sponge. I've tried like a ton of other beauty sponges. This one, for whatever reason, I feel like gives me the most flawless finish. I don't have to wet it, which I really like that, because I feel like so many times I forget to wet my beauty blender, and then, I don't know, it's just a pain. And this is the Mikasa Lemon Drop. Like, it's just flawless, and it really just gets that makeup in there. And it's really nice too when I apply foundation, liquid foundation on clients. I always do like to apply with a brush, a foundation brush, concealer brush, you name it, and then go in and press the product into the skin with this lemon drop. And now before I move on to anything else, I'm going to make a mess. I love this RCMA setting powder, the RCMA No Color setting powder, but man, is it a mess. I just pour it into the lid and I go straight in with the lemon drop sponge, a very little bit, a dab, like that's it, will do you, starting on the outer part of the eye and blending inward. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do my lids with what's left. You can use an eyeshadow primer if you want, whatever works for you. Setting with that same RCMA powder. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just set my face using the Pure 4-in-1 pressed powder. And I use this in the shade Light. I do this every single time I do my makeup, no matter what. Would you guys be interested in seeing how I do like an everyday, just fast get out the door? Let me know what you guys want to see. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera. If you would like to see how I do my brows, there is a brow tutorial that I did linked in the description box below, so go ahead and check that out. Boom! Now I have brows. It's amazing what a difference brows make. If you haven't seen the brow tutorial, you should look at it. It's definitely in depth. I don't do it that way all the time, but if you don't have a good general idea of what the best shape brow for your face is, that's a good way to at least see on yourself what that looks like. All right, now that I have my brows done and my face done, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Pure Contour Diaries. I swear this is not going to be all Pure products. I'm going to start with the shade Secret, and then I'll be using my Morphe M523 brush to contour. So Secret, I'm going to start right up here and then blend. Always remember when you're putting your powder down, or any makeup for that matter, wherever you put your brush down first, that's where it's gonna look the darkest, and then blend from there. So because they don't make that Smashbox brush that I have been using anymore, I'm going to use a different brush, and this is the Mikasa F11. Let's check it out. I'm gonna go into Passion, which is this shade right here. This is a good alternative and it's way cheaper. I don't remember how much this brush is, but I will list everything that I use in the description box below. So yeah, I just kind of go over where I did all of that contouring and add a little bit of warmth back into my skin. And just like with your eyes, with your face too, you always want to remember to blend, blend, blend. We don't want to see harsh lines. That's never attractive. So really, truly make sure that everything looks seamless. I'm going to start with Desert Sands and use this kind of mixed with this other Makeup Geek shadow called Creme Brulee for my transition shade. So I just dip right into each shade on my brush and just go back and forth. I forget how nice Makeup Geek shadows are after I haven't used them for a while. Whoop. You see that? I didn't tap off the excess. Look how much pigment. They're super blendable. All right, now to even that out, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more of Strictly Desert Sands on this eye. And I feel like whenever you do like an olive green smoky eye, this is such a pretty transition shade. I'm probably gonna pull from some colors in the Jaclyn palette, and this is sort of similar to Pukey, just for reference, but it almost has like a little bit more of an olive tone to it. So moving a little further down into my crease area, I'm going to use this shade right here, which is called Cocoa Bear, also by Makeup Geek. And I'm going to continue with my Morphe M441, concentrating on that outer V first and then bringing it across. And then once I have the majority of the shadow, most of the product has been applied onto the lid, I'm gonna go into circular motions and just blend it into the transition area. And I find that if you're not sure exactly where your crease is or where you want your crease to be, just kind of tilt your chin up, because sometimes it's higher than you would realize. Because when you close your eye, you want to make sure that you're building that crease high enough. I feel like that's something that I always struggled to figure out, is exactly where my crease is, because it's not super defined on my eyelid. So I sort of have to carve one out. Perfect. Now I'm going to switch my brush and I'm going to go with the Morphe M433 right back into Cocoa Bear, just a little bit. Tap, tap, tap. And kind of just move a little lower down, and you'll see that it gets a little more defined. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to even out my eye. I feel like I want a little bit more color payoff, so I'm gonna switch my brush to something a little bit more dense and pointed for accuracy. I'm going to use my Mikasa E310 pencil brush. I really, really do like this brush to kind of carve out that crease, as well as under my eye. If I want lots of color payoff under my eye to smoke it out, I really, really do like this brush. So again, right back into Cocoa Bear, tapping off that excess. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Really concentrating on that outer V, kind of bringing it a little closer in towards my nose. Now that I don't have any more product left on the brush, just looks so effortless and blended. It gives that really beautiful gradient effect that you're looking for. So I'm gonna use Dirty Martini now, also by Makeup Geek, such a pretty color. And we're gonna use that same Mikasa E310 brush, and we're gonna pack that onto this outer section of the lid to start. And then I think I'm actually gonna take it all the way across. So you see I'm doing these circular motions to kind of bring it all the way in. Adding a little bit more to this outer edge. I feel like I want this outer edge to be a little bit darker. I'm gonna go and pull from my Morphe and Jaclyn collab. You all know this one well, I'm sure by now. And we are gonna pull from Diva, which is the shade right here. And we're gonna put that right there. Yes, perfect. And this again is with my Mikasa E310 brush. I'm kind of going for more of like a matte smoky eye here today. And I'm going to use my Mikasa E100 brush. I forgot about this brush and I recently used it on a client last week, and I'm like, man, this brush is so good for liner. It's really good for winged liner too. That's what I was using. She was 12 years old and she was busting out that winged liner like I couldn't believe. It was great. So with this, I'm gonna go into this shade right here by Anastasia, and it's called Fudge. It's a nice warm brown. And I'm just kind of patting it in and making sure I go all the way into the inner corner. And you kind of see me like flipping it back and forth. Whenever you have an angled brush like this, use it to your advantage. Kind of like play with it and see what best suits you and makes your life easier. I tend to kind of go with the grain, if that makes sense. And I feel like I just kind of want to angle this up a little bit, kind of like a tiny little cat eye effect. We're going to go with the same brush on the Fudge still, and we're going to go right under our lower lash line, kind of connecting the eyeliner. We're going to take it about halfway across. We're going to go back now into Dirty Martini, that Makeup Geek shade, and just kind of go right under it, and we're going to smudge that out. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab that Mikasa E310 pencil brush, and I'm going to grab the Desert Sands, that shade we used in the very beginning in our transition shade, and I'm going to put just like a dot right on the tip. Just the tip, guys. I'm sorry, that might have been inappropriate. Now, we're going to just really light-handed smudge it out, going all the way up and connecting. I'm going to pick up my Mikasa E100 angled liner brush again, and I'm going to go in with Jester, and it's by Makeup Geek as well. And I'm just tapping. And I'm not going to wet my brush or anything. I'm just going to, as is, apply it, done, good to go. So for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to go back into the Jaclyn palette, and I'm going to grab this shade right here in Light and just pop it here. And this is my Morphe E36 brush, by the way. Eyes are done. Go ahead and do some mascara real fast. And I don't know, do we need to do this on camera? I'm going to do this off camera, and when I come back, I will have my lashes done for you. All right. I do notice now that my mascara is on a little bit more, my waterline is looking a little pink. So I'm going to use, this is similar to, I always use that NYX Wonder Pencil, which is definitely a dupe for this. When my eyes are really pink, I like to use this one. It makes them look way less tired. This is by Pure, and it is their Precision Concealer Pencil. And this is in the shade Porcelain. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out this BH Cosmetics 10 shade nude blush palette. I really do like this. I feel like I'm gonna mix 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just kind of play around with those shades. And to do that, I'm going to use the Morphe E4 blush brush. So I'm gonna start with those top 2 lightest shades and kind of see what we're working with. Yeah, that's pretty. You guys, this palette is so pretty. I love it. Such a good buy. So for highlighter today, I'm going to use the Morphe 310 fan brush. And this is the Inglot eyeshadow. This is their Freedom System eyeshadows. And this is in the Pearl finish in shade 453. And there is so much pigment in these shadows. I mean, boom. So much pigment. It's so pretty, and I use this really in any of my highlighters that I feel like are a little too dark. This is the shade Siberian Gold by Jeffree Star, and it's a little bit dark for my coloring, so I'm just gonna mix a little bit of that with a little bit of the Inglot shadow, and boom. And then I'm just gonna do the same process down the center of my nose, tapping off the excess. And now for lips, I want to probably keep it a little bit lighter. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've used so much Pure. That was not the intent. So I'm just kind of sharpening the pencil right now with their On Point liner. And this is in the shade Tutu. This is like the color of my lips, which is what I'm going for. And I'm just kind of lining and filling in the entirety of my lips. All right, I really like how that turned out. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face using my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray in the De-Slick formula, and we will be complete. All right, guys, that completes the look. I really hope you enjoyed this fall-inspired smoky olive eye. Ginny, this one is for you, so I hope that you liked it. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and comment down below your feedback so I know what you guys are thinking, and also follow me on my other social media, which I will link in the description box down below, along with all the other products that I used in today's tutorial. So thank you guys so much, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye!